Welcome everyone to Michael Chekhov, the NMCA Way, our investigation into the Four Brothers of Art. Today we are focusing on the form, and we are Chekhov on your feet focusing. I am Lisa Dalton, president of the National Michael Chekhov Association, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Wil Kilroy, and I am the vice president of the National Michael Chekhov Association. And we're going to dive right in to do an exercise with form. And so very simply, you might be sitting in front of your computer right now, or maybe in front of your phone. So something very easy is to just bring your hand up. And if you were with us last time, I used the hand as a demo. But in looking at your hand, which we would call focal point 1 in our work, you'll see your hand has a certain form to it. I can change that form, spreading my fingers, making a fist, turning it over, but it has a sense of form, and this is a shifting sense of form. And particularly for our purposes as communicators, we want to think about how specific forms will communicate to an audience, or certainly just as communicators in life, what does a certain form communicate out to an audience? So if I fold my arms like this, I'm communicating something because of this certain form. And typically it has a universal message. You might determine that this is being closed off, being defensive, being protective. And then I might have a different form, and maybe I bring my arms out in more of a gathering way. And that's a specific form, and it's different. And this form for performing is going to change depending on style, which is another one of our elements of the Michael Chekhov technique. So if you're working in restoration comedy, you might sit on the very edge of your chair, just perched. That has a very certain form to it. And if you're working in a contemporary way, you might slouch back and have a different form. And then obviously the props that you handle have form. So I'm going back to my lamp here. This has a very certain form to it, although because it's flexible, I can change the form, and then it could become something else if you change the form. So really form is being very aware of items in space, of your own body physically in space, how your body relates to those other items in space, how your body relates to the stage or the room as a whole. And all of that can communicate to the audience or to whoever you're interacting with. So now that I've started that off, I will toss this back to Lisa.
Okay, so with the concept of form, what I invite you now to do is change the form of your body in relation to the camera. Take it in some other position than positions that they have been. And with that, just say something.
How?
Cuckoo. Cuckoo. Okay, I'll go.
How?
Cuckoo.
Okay.
I'll go.
How?
Okay, I'll go.
Why?
Ooh.
Okay. I'll
Why?
Here. I'll go.
Here.
Okay.
Wonderful. Now say your name.
Kristen.
Ophir.
Wil Kilroy.
Ophir.
Gail Cronauer.
Kristen Millian.
And Beck.
Beautiful, everyone, beautiful. And with that little exploration of form and a potential reflection on how all of those affected you, I will invite you for a moment. If you go to your three little dots, you may be able to, on your own, you may be able to hide self-view. And what is it like to hide your self-view?
This one, we're going to stand, and we're going to find something that we can lean on, like a closet or a wall, and just lean on it with your shoulder. A form is an impulse. So if this is my form, Now, like Will said, what am I projecting? What am I radiating? So say one word.
Lazy.
Thoughtful.
What's up?
Hey there.
And we can stand like this with our hands on our, yes, behind our head. And this is our form. And just zoom out and watch the physical form and just say a word.
Ah,
I like
Nice.
Relaxed.
Egotistical.
it. So we can see that it's in an impulse. So please sit down, and I want Will just stay on your feet, and we're going to use you, Will, for example. So I will give you a physical form, and this is an exercise that I learned from somehow David Zinder, but I took it to another place. This is the statue. So now I'm going to ask you a question, and don't think. What are you?
Airplane.
What material are you made from? Made of?
Metal.
What is your color?
Silver.
What do you see?
A vast expanse of forests and lakes.
Okay, thank you. So we can just see that in the physical form is an impulse, and we can go on with it. So I'm going to turn it to Gail.
All right, so let's build a little bit on some things that Will introduced, and I think Ophir as well. So we have the form of the body, but we also have the form of whatever we're communicating. So let's think a little bit about how form moves from body into speech and body into the emotional life. So if you take your hand, as Will did before, and open it up and expand it, this might be the expanded form of your hand. If you begin to make an easy fist, this might be the contracted form of your hand, right? So you might have a line that has an expanded speaking, feeling, thinking. That same line might have a contracted speaking, thinking, feeling. It might go from contracted to expanded, or from expanded to contracted. So the form of the line, the meaning, the feeling, the pitch all might change. So let's begin with this. Expand your hand, easily expanded, and allow yourself to say, whatever comes into your mind. But let it be a line that you can repeat, all right? So my line might be, this is unbelievable. All right, so that might be my expanded line. All right? So would you all take that right now? Allow the expanded open hand to lead, and allow the line, this is, whatever your line is, to come out in this expanded form. All right? Okay, Lisa, I guess you're playing with the images and sound as you want to, okay? So here's the expanded version of your line, and go.
Where is the popcorn?
I will take it. I will take it.
I'm alive.
This is great.
I will take it.
I'm alive.
Where is the
Now-
popcorn?
Now contract it with an easy fist. Now keep the same line. So you have this new form of your hand, but that form is going to move through and affect your entire body. And now let the line come out and be inspired by this contracted hand. The same line, and go.
I will take it.
This is great.
Where is the
Unbelievable.
popcorn?
The tool lead. This is
Where is the popcorn?
I will take it.
Great.
I will take it.
I am alive.
Where is the popcorn?
Great. Now, allow yourself to go from contracted to expanded, right? And then from expanded to contracted, right? But we're going to do this as we say the line. So we'll go from contract to expand, allowing the line to come out of that movement, allowing the form of the hand and the line to change. Okay, so here we go. And this.
I
Where
will take it.
Unbelievable.
Alive.
Art more lovely and more temperate.
I will take
Is
Alive.
great.
Now
Where is the popcorn?
I
reverse.
will take it.
Now expanded to contracted. And
I will take it.
Where is
Compare
the
thee to a summer's day. Thou art more lovely and more temperate.
Where is the
Thou
popcorn?
compare thee to a summer's day.
I
Thou
will
art
take
more
it.
now
Alive.
I do a number of things.
shall I compare thee to a summer's day. Thou art more lovely and more temperate.
Where is the popcorn?
All right. Thank you. Fantastic. It's interesting for me to experience how my face expanded and contracted, even though I was focused on the hand. And working off of Lisa's invitation to be aware of the camera, it's really interesting to experience for me how much changes on the camera as I'm exploring expansion and contraction.
Okay, well, without a doubt, I think so far we can see how form impacts us physically and emotionally and psychologically, merely in how our words come out, how our words are affected by form. But how do other things inform our form? The moments before, how do the moments before inform our form? How do other aspects of Michael Chekhov inform our form as well? And I was thinking to myself, and I was saying, you know, our qualities and our sensations, how we get to the form, the how do we arrive at that form? How does that inform our form? So if we could all find 5 forms to work with, so it could be anything. You can choose a form that's just your hand. You can do a form with your arms like I'm doing right now, but go ahead and find 5 different forms to explore. So I'll give you a moment to find 5 forms. I will find mine as well. I'll give you one more moment here. Just go ahead and review your forms that you've chosen. Okay, good. Let's all go into our first form. Everybody, let's go into our first form, whatever that form is. We're going to start in our first form. Then, with the quality of caution, we're going to move into our second form. And take as long as you like. And go. Hold that second form, whatever that is. Imagine what kind of story, where this form could exist in a story, in your story or in another story, how it felt to go from one form to another with the quality of caution. Now from the second form, let's move to the third form with the quality of mischievousness, being mischief. Ask yourself, what kind of character might have this form and have arrived to this form with mischief? Good. And let's go to our fourth form, and we're going to move to this form joyfully, joyfully, and go. And imagine a story, imagine your story where this might occur. Imagine another character's story. The feeling, what kind of character might have this form and have joyfully arrived at this form? Right. And with the quality of, let's do grief. Move from 4 to 5 with grief and go. Feel it first in your fingers. If you need to feel it small first, you can feel it small and then feel it larger, feel it in other parts of your body. And hold. And imagine for yourself what kind of character might have this form and have arrived to this form in grief, with the feelings of grief, the qualities and sensations of grief. All right, great. Thank you very much.
So when something is happening in a way other than your preference, you ask, where's the beef? And I am now reading from the NMCA handbook. What I want to explore is actually the space that we're in. You're in, I'm in, everybody is in a different space. And I want to start by going back to Ophir's wall. I want you to go to the wall, but find the wall that is facing a window, if there is a window in your space. So if you would all go to the wall in your room and face the window. And just think about how far you are from the window, where the wall is in relation to the window. And when you are at the wall and facing the window, I want you to take the energy of this room. You're up against the wall, and you now want to send your spirit out through the window into, for me, it's the street. I want to feel the form of this room with my back against the wall, but I want my spirit to go out the window and to connect with the people outside. Let's actually go to our wall, and we're going to take the energy in this room and let us send our energy in a slash through the window. For me, it's a slash. I'm going to take my arms and I'm going to slash the window. I'm going to gather the energy of this isolated room, and I'm going to slash through the wall, slash through the window, and connect with what is outside. We are going to in this one more moment, we are going to liberate our spirit from the inside, and we are going to share it with the outside. So gather the energy of this internal moment, this interior, and you're going to gather that up, and you're going to then through the window and connect with what is outside. We're going to gather up all of this energy, and we're going to lift it. And for me, it's through the ceiling and up and out.
So assume an archetypal gesture. It could be gathering. It could be to smash. It could be to pierce, and see how your energy in that form can transcend the four walls that you're currently in. This is a complete mashup of what everyone else has done. So, okay. All right. Find an archetypal gesture and get into it, and send that energy right out through the wall. And this time, make some sound with it. And this time when you do that, I want you to send it out with benevolence, with benevolence and goodwill. Here we go. And now I want you to send that same energy out, but this time with the opposite, with malevolence and jealousy. Here we And now find another archetype gesture that you can assume that will foster within you a sense of vulnerability, a quality of vulnerability. That's where we'll leave it. Thank you for I'll pass the energy back to Lisa.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for offering this little collage of exercises in a feeling of form. We wanted to assemble something that you could get up on your feet and experience from a series of different perspectives, and play with this, practice this, and adapt this, and explore, and pause as you like when you go through this to take in a deeper reflection and to fly back or spy back over what we've done. And so we're going to conclude this portion, and then if you're interested, you can join for part 2, which will follow this, where we will fly back and we'll discuss more in depth the Chekhov ideas and insights around the nature of form. So thank you very much, everyone, for presenting something. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, everybody.
Yay.
My favorite person is...
One minute on your imaginary bodies.
We took a scene from Golden Boy. We all did the same scene.